It is December 29th, 2020, lesson 59 in the Course in Miracles student workbook. People think I'm filming them while they're driving by, but it's all good. Anyways, lessons 41 through 45. God goes with me wherever I go. God is my strength. Vision is his gift. God is my source. I cannot see apart from him. God is the light in which I see. God is in the mind in which I think. So I wanted to mention this little excerpt from Letting Go by David Hawkins. He mentions two physicists by the name of David Bohm, University of London, and Carl Privim, Stanford. They mention that the brain is mathematically constructing concrete reality by interpreting frequencies from another dimension, a realm of meaningful, patterned primary reality that transcends time and space. Brain is therefore a hologram interpreting a holographic universe. So this reminds me of the movie Transcendence with Matthew McConaughey. When he goes through the black hole, he is launched within the archives, the fourth dimension, where time and space are now past, present, and future, and he can actually choose wherever he wanted to go to create the future that he wanted to. And we can see this very similarly to the Matrix, that the Neo outside of the Matrix is always guiding the Neo within the Matrix. So the player of the video game is always guiding the character within the game. And that's very similar to God, because we're not alone with this. And once we understand that people are sharing our thoughts and that they also experience tribulations and troubles just like everyone else, then we start to empathize and start to understand that everyone is a reflection of who you are. Also understanding that when we are reflecting that without in the world is a mirror, and it's also a boomerang. So anytime that we feel that there is some aggression, criticism, judgment, harm, threats, or even troubling difficulties towards us, that's what we're reflecting out in the world. As you see the world, so are you. So something that I like to do with the guys, especially as I teach them how to socialize and how to get out of their comfort zone, is saying hi to everybody. And you would imagine this is really easy, but it's a lot more difficult than you would expect, because there are people that you will deter from, that you will veer away from, and you have to ask yourself, why is that? Why is it that you are attached to some people and you will most likely have no trouble to, and some other people you won't? And that's also a reflection of who you are within yourself. Because when you understand that you're not alone and that God is always there for you, and that it's almost like a video game, and as we're processing all of this, we're just watching our movie unfold, it starts to create this solipsistic idea that the only truth that we can know is the truth that we have of ourselves. And of course, nihilistic within the philosophy, because if this is all made up in our minds, then of course, what is the point of it? But if we created all this and we chose all this and we created our parents, and whether they're there or not, we are always trying to create the person that we want to be, because life is a video game in a sense where it has its own sequences of events that lead to these locks that you have to know the combination to unlock the next level, which also entails you putting yourself within these stressors to unlock the genetic sequence within yourself to be that person. So the idea of you are already what you seek, and it's only your traumas keeping you separated from them. What you seek is seeking you. Your soul doesn't get it wrong. You have to trust within the higher power. I learned this within the charisma myth, where you give the responsibility to a higher power. And that's what allows you to attract what you want, because there are no thoughts apart from him, no mind apart from his, which is the idea, once again, that your mind is a projection of all your thoughts. So you start to master the world, and then you master your body, and then you master your thoughts, because your mind is the creator. And that's where the essence of life is basically created from. So when we are looking at how we can attract things within our life, we have to give that which we want to have, right? You want to be appreciated, you give appreciation. You want to be cared about, you give care. You have to meet the world halfway, and that's the only way that you can actually create something beautiful, because once you start to understand what the law of attraction is, that again, it is a reflection of what you are and this mirror, then you start to understand the law of Goya, which is get off your ass. Because the only way that you learn to get present is by action. And without that action, then you're always going to be stuck within this realm of cause and effect. You're always going to have these troubles because you're not seeing the ebb and flow of life. You're not flowing with life, because you have to understand that there is ups and downs, and with every down, there's always an up. So even though you're constantly going down, that's because you're trying to manifest something greater than what you even think is possible. And that's why the genetic sequence within your body is always stressed, because you're putting yourself within these stressors, and you have to understand where your comfort zone and learning zone are in regards to your anxiety zone. Because if you're pushing yourself way too much, then you're stressing your body. It's almost like playing a video game. You keep playing over and over again until you just let it go, come back. Or writing, the same way where you have a writer's block, you just go away, come back, and then see it with fresh eyes, because it is the source. It is the source, and you cannot see apart from him. Because if you are trying to be stuck within the darkness, then it's going to be very painful. And the light is always going to be painful, especially when you wake up. You see this, you have to adjust. Your eyes have to adjust to this new understanding and vision of the world, because it can be very troublesome and very scary, because what you thought is not what it really was in reality. So now that you're taking this idea that the world is a boomerang and it's always reflecting everything that you put out there, then you can take in consideration how you're feeling at every single moment. What is the thing that you're experiencing at this moment that allows you to take the right decision and accept? Because the more you accept, then the more you start to see the advantages of every single moment. Because again, what you seek is seeking you, and your soul doesn't get it wrong. All right, so I'm excited for tomorrow. Anyways, I'm out and about what I just talked about. Peace.